If you think you may be headed down a negative path in life, I'm going to share with you a little story that you might find interesting. Now, before I get into things, who am I and why should you care about my opinion? I've experienced the highest of the highs that this life has to offer and the lowest of the lows. And what does that mean? That means my soul has left my body and I've been in front of the presence of the soul of Jesus, who is in the 12th dimension, where I got to experience what the most unconditional love, joy, and bliss feels like. And I've also experienced the lowest levels of hell when I had a fallen angel attached to me. And this is what I've learned, and this is what you might find interesting. What I can say from my experience, the greatest thing that ever happened from my twin flame connection was having a fallen angel attached to me, because that basically scared me straight. And words may not do justice. It's not unless you experience something for yourself that you can truly gain awareness to what is being talked about and how it felt and how it would impact you if you were to experience it. And this fallen angel attached to me was for about 18 hours. And in that time, I got to experience what real rage and anger actually feels like. And imagine it's very hard to put into words, but imagine seeing a version of you that was so angry and so fucking just out there that you were actually scared of yourself. Okay, when I had this fallen angel attached to me, it was like the purest part of me was pushed to the side and I was almost witnessing what was going on. And this part of me was terrified because I never experienced that type of anger. And it got to the point where, imagine flexing every muscle in your body for close to 18 hours. You're going to be exhausted, right? Like flexing in the mirror for a couple minutes gets tiring. Imagine there was so much rage going through my body that every muscle was flexed in my body. It got to the point where I was scared of myself and I was leaning over this chair, and at this point I had absolutely no energy left in me, right? And that's when I basically cried out for help, and the energy of Jesus came in and cleared this thing off me. But during that time, I got to witness things, I got to experience things, and I experienced a level of anger that is it's so powerful that it scares you. Like you don't want to be that. And what I was shown, what my guides and angels showed me, was that if you continue down this negative polarity, negative path in life, throughout life, I'm not talking about one life, I'm talking, if you continue down this life and you continue down the next life, what's going to happen eventually is your soul's going to be experiencing so much karma, and you're going to be going through so much anguish that there's going to come a time in your life where you have this awakening and you're like, okay, I no longer want to be going down this path. And that's when you have to evaluate, all the things you've done, and you have to, pay for all the years and lives of karma that you've accumulated. And it's almost guaranteed that there's going to come a time where you have this experience because you just get fed up with all the negative experiences you keep reliving. And so if you can become aware of that now and ask yourself, do I want to continue down a negative path, knowing that it's only going to get harder and harder and harder, and one day you will want to, you know, go the opposite way, go towards more of the light, if you will. But the sooner you wake up to this, the better, because having this fallen angel attached to me, it scared me straight. You know, bomb drops on my house, everyone I know dies. I'm standing there, I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's just part of this life. You know, because I know that nothing here really matters. It's all about the afterlife. This life's just a little blimp on the radar. What you do here is going to have a drastic impact on your afterlife. A lot of people really need to sit with that. If you experience what I experienced, you'd really double check your actions. Ask yourself where you're going, where you're headed, and start thinking about the afterlife, because it's real. And, you know, going to a place you don't want to go, from what I've seen, is no joke.